The third question this evening in Genesis chapter 1, God created the man and the woman, but then in chapter 2, he created the woman. So explain. This is one of those passages where sometimes the critics of the Bible will point to it and ridicule it, as though the writer had a lapse of memory from chapter 1 to chapter 2. And of course, that's not at all what's going on here. Chapter 1, verse 27, God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them, yes. And so we do have a record of him creating the male and the female there in chapter 1. And then you fast forward to chapter 2, verse 18. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." And so, verse 21, the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and while he slept, he took one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman and brought her to the man. And so, yes, you have the account of the creation of the man and the woman there in chapter 1. And here in these verses we just read, the creation of the woman. The reality is when you back up just a little bit in chapter 2 and verse 7, the Lord God formed the man out of the dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living creature. We don't just have a record of him creating the woman in chapter 2. We have a creation of an account of him creating the man and the woman in chapter 2. So, chapter 1, yes, male and female, he made them. Chapter 2, he created the man, and then he created the woman. And again, the question is, so why is that? And basically, while chapter 1 is an account of the larger picture of creation, the planet, the sun, the moon, and where everything came from, kind of an overview of the entire creation narrative, and man and woman were a part of that creation narrative. And so we're not surprised that we would have a very brief account there in chapter 1 that God created the man and the woman. In chapter 2, the writer is circling back and zeroing in on the creation of the man and the woman. As Sam mentioned a few moments ago, why? Because these were the ones that were created in the image of God. And so they're going to get special focus here in chapter 2. Chapter 2 kind of zooms in on that part of the creation. And so, again, that's all that's going on. It is a retelling of that specific part of chapter 1 where the man and the woman were both created because they were the crowning jewel of God's creation. So it's not surprising that God would reiterate that in chapter 2. Good question.